Hey y'all, it's me. I'm just, keeping it fucking real in my nightgown on the couch at 10:30 on a Monday night. Um, Today was real interesting. I don't know. Work was really good. I love my job. Work was awesome. Um, we finished our end of the year fiscal closeout thing, and um, that's kind of a big deal for us, I guess. And now it's back to normal. Um, right before I left, though, I found out that this girl that I was really tight with for a while, and then she moved to Charleston, and we were still friends, but on Facebook, and I hadn't seen her in a while. Died over the weekend, and that was really upsetting. Um, it was real sudden. Um, it was just a freak accident, and I don't know. I guess I thought I'd see her again at some point. Um, you know, and so now I'm all like, better start visiting people regularly and telling them how important they are to me and shit. But I'm such a slack ass, I probably will just, keep going. Anyway, um, I've had my cry. I've kind of gotten over it, but that's why my nose is so red. And that's also why I'm in my nightgown, because fuck it. I'm just not in the mood to wear clothes. I've been in my nightgown for a while. Anyway, I wanted to go into a little more detail about, God, it's hot as balls in here. Um, about some of my answers on the 13 questions tag for the Makeup Heroes collab channel. I'm not actually going to post this on the channel because it's probably going to be longer and it doesn't really have anything to do with makeup. It's just me blathering. And also, then I can cuss. Yay, cussing. Um, so, one thing that I really very badly wanted to give as an answer, but managed to restrain myself. I hate you, screensaver. Stop that. Was Y'all, this is so lame, but I cracked myself up. Um, oh, and this is another video where I'm not wearing makeup. I was wearing makeup earlier today, um, and tried to go outside and film with our DSLR camera, but um, it has some issues too. It cut off before I was ready for it to cut off. Greg is at his guitarist house right now, and they're fucking around and working on stuff. So I was by myself. So I wasn't expecting the camera to shut off until I told it to start recording, but it did. And then I was like, well, maybe I can do the rest in a second take and then edit them together, even though I hate editing. Um, and while I was watching it just to see how far it gotten, it got about a minute in and then completely cut out on the sound. So all you see is, yeah, cute. Cute. So I gotta figure out something with this camera situation because I'm itching my nose. It itches. I'm not picking it. I would tell you. I would totally admit to that. I would also be using a Kleenex. But I gotta work out my camera issues because if we ever do like makeup tutorials and stuff, and I try to do it on this computer, I don't know much about iMovie and the built-in camera. I don't know if I can zoom in, but like if I'm all the way up here, you see how it kind of starts washing my, well, It's a little, it's not as bad as it was. Wait, do I need to wake it up? Nope. Huh. I don't know. It has a tendency sometimes to really wash my face out and make everything really, really bright white, which would, you know, obviously be horrible for a toot. So I gotta figure out my camera situation. Anyway, so restraint. The question, what's something that people don't know about you? I very, very, very badly just wanted to be like, probably that I'm not a player. I just fuck a lot. Because I'm 12 and that cracks me up. So more on why some of the short answers were what I went with. Obviously number 6 is the best number ever. Sorry to anybody who didn't know that. Now you know. It's been my favorite number my whole life, and I can't even remember why I decided it was my favorite number. But obviously, best number ever. I can't live without underwear, and I was totally not being a smartass about that. Hey, now I'm actually looking at you. This is kind of creepy for me. I'm looking at a green light. I'm used to looking at myself, which is why I'm always looking down. Because I watch myself when I film myself, and it's just so fascinating. But it kind of is vanity. Yes, anyway. I was totally not being a smartass with the underwear comment because here's the deal. If I'm taking a shower, I'm okay without underwear. Right? That's normal. If I'm swimming, I'm wearing a bathing suit. And it kind of has underwear built in. I cannot wear tights or pantyhose without underwear, even when they have that little, you know, thing of fabric. That just doesn't feel like enough coverage for me. And so basically, if I'm not swimming and I'm not taking a shower, I have to wear underwear. Like, I get super anxious. I'm not really sure what about. I'm like, all I can think about is that I'm not wearing underwear and how long is it going to be until I can put underwear on, basically. I can't believe I'm going to tell you guys this, but I am. I had this horrible moment when I was a student once. I don't know if I should say the brand. I was really unhappy with them though, so I'll go ahead and say it. What are they gonna do? I wrote them a letter and complained. I mean, they already know I was unhappy. I bought these like microfiber Jillian O'Malley underwear from Target. And like I've had other Jillian O'Malley underwear and bras and stuff, and they've been fine. But for some reason, these microfibers, like, and they were the right size too. I mean, I'm assuming they were the same size as the stuff I'd gotten, the Jillian O'Malley stuff I'd gotten before that wasn't a problem. I think it was just the fabric. They had a tendency to start rolling down at the top, and it just would not stop. And maybe it's because I'm a big girl, but they were the right size. So I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, so when I'm a student, I'm like walking across campus, and like I'd worn them before with pants and hadn't really realized what a problem this was. But I'm wearing a skirt on this particular day, and they start falling off of me mid-stride. While I'm outside walking across campus and not near any building. So then I kind of like grabbed my skirt like I was pulling it up, but really I was grabbing my underwear through my skirt and just kind of pulled it up and was like hanging on to it and trying to be nonchalant about it, which is not easy because when you're doing like this, bitches know that something's going on. And so then I ran into student stores and went in the bathroom and just took them off and threw them away. And the whole rest of the day was just miserable. Like, I couldn't focus on anything. I was just like, oh, I have no underwear on. I need to get home, but I have like 3 more hours of class. Yeah, it's been especially fun lately because it's been so freaking hot. And it's just the kind of weather where you turn the air conditioning on and you crank the fan up and you don't use any sheets and you kind of just want to sleep in as little clothing as possible, i.e. naked. But I still have to wear underwear because I can't get to sleep otherwise. I just lay there and I'm like, I have no underwear on. I can't sleep. Because I'm not. So no smart assery in that comment. That really is like, they're not in my closet, but I cannot, like, I can't function without underwear on. I can't think about anything else. I guess it's my OCD. My favorite food is edamame. I actually had to think about that one. And I realized that it was edamame. And I realized this because I was like, well, I have a huge sweet tooth. And I really like Indian and Thai food. And then I remembered every time edamame is on sale, we get like bags and bags and bags of it. And I will eat like a whole bag by myself, which isn't terrible because they're not that bad for you. But that, like, for someone who a couple years ago hated vegetables and is only now starting to kind of get into liking vegetables, that's huge for me, and I love them. And while I was trying to figure out like what I was gonna say, because I filmed that video 4 times. The first 2 times it was 30 minutes, which is obviously too long. The third time it came out at 13, but I was feeling really not happy with it and just insecure. So I had some liquid courage and just spit out the answers and was done with it. But while I was thinking about it and like trying to prep so that I didn't talk too much, I realized that I would so give up Indian Thai food, cookies, like all sorts of sweets if I had to avoid never having edamame again. Like, that's how deeply I love them. So yeah, it's very important that you know this about me. And then I just wanted to say a thing about the real L word being my guilty pleasure. And I don't really have guilty pleasures because I don't feel guilty about them. I like films and books and music that are good, but I also, I'm easily amused, and it's easy for me to suspend disbelief, and I like campy stuff, and I like stuff that's bad in a funny way. I mean, there are a couple films and stuff that I'm just like, God, this is a piece of shit. Like it's not even watchable by my scale, but my scale is skewed, and I have no problem copping to that. Like, bad monster duel movies on Sci-Fi, love it. Boa versus Python, Sharktopus, Mansquito, Larvae, whatever. Caw, which was about like these killer birds, like, you know, Alfred Hitchcock never made the birds. Whatever, I loved it because it was entertaining, and mainly because Stephen McHattie was in it, and I love him. He's awesome. He usually plays creepy guys that turn out to be, or creepy seeming guys that turn out to be really cool. And he's just one of my actors that I love to watch. I find him, he's just, I don't know, fascinating. He's good. He's really good at selling it. You know, like when you're watching a crappy sci-fi movie and there's like a couple people in it who are really just putting in some good work on a crappy sci-fi movie. I love him. He needs more work. if anybody in any position to, shit, there went my screensaver. If anybody in any position to hire bitches ever sees this, please give Stephen McHattie and Patterson Joseph and John Barrowman more work, constantly more work. Who else? Martin Shaw. Could he be on my TV screen like always? Please. Apparitions better fucking be coming back. That shit better not. I'm so mad at BBC America for airing Strange with Richard Coyle, who I love. And it's, there's some parts where it's so bad, you guys. So bad. Like, they blew their special effects budget, and then they're gonna have this demon that's, like, missing an arm and a leg. And you can totally see that the dude, like, he's wearing a t-shirt, and he's got his arm, like, folded up in the sleeve of the t-shirt, and they're trying to make, like, his elbow look like a stump, but you can see the outline. So bad, but so good. And Richard Coyle is just delightful. He needs more regular work, and BBC America showed that, and they showed Survivors, which had Patterson Joseph and shit, was it Patterson Joseph? Yes, which had Patterson Joseph and a bunch of other really good actors, and then that shit got canned, and I'm just like, why are you gonna show me this stuff and get me hooked on it and then be like, boop, you cannot has. So they better fucking bring Apparitions back, because I was hooked on that shit, and Martin Shaw is awesome. And when I'm done with this, I'm gonna go look shit up on IMDb or Google, and I'm gonna be heartbroken because they're gonna cancel it. I just know it. Like, they won't let me have anything. But, anyway, so, yeah, so I don't feel guilty about shit like that. I mean, I have a huge, overblown sense of guilt, and that's basically the root of all my anxiety problems. Like, I'm anxious about shit because I'm trying to prevent feeling guilty. Like, that's what the anxiety is like, I'm worried that I'm going to do shit that I'm going to feel guilty about, or whatever. But I don't feel guilty about, like, the media stuff that I like. Because I like it. I don't give a fuck. I like it. Boom. I don't care if it's bad. I don't care if you don't like it. I don't care if you think it's shit. It amuses me. I have no problem. You don't want to watch it. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to read it. More for me. Yeah, poor Greg. He spends so much time in his man cave because I watch crap on TV, and he'll just, like, walk through and be like, what the fuck are you watching? And I'm like, don't worry about it, boo. It's just my stories. He will watch the good stuff with me, though. You know, and I'll tell him, I'll be like, no, Game of Thrones is actually good. True Blood is actually good. Real Housewives of Atlanta, you don't even want to know. I fucking love it. He doesn't want to hear about any of it. I mean, he hasn't said that. I just know that if I started breaking it down for him and, like, telling him about it, he would just be like, why are you watching this again? So the reason that I feel a twinge of guilt about the real L Word is that Showtime pushes the envelope and shows the sex scenes. And here's basically... I didn't even notice! Oh, I love y'all. Now he's gonna leave. No? Like, when you watch Flavor of Love, or perhaps I should say, when I watched Flavor of Love, and Flava Flav would, you know, get down, they would, you know, here's his door, he's in here with some lady, and then here's the camera, and they, like, film the door, and you can hear the sounds coming from the other side of the door, and draw your own conclusions there about whether sex was actually happening, or they were just, you know, moaning, and just, like, you know, sitting around with a beer, like, Ugh, Flav. You know, like, who knows? It's reality. It could be fake. That is really funny. But true. Reality shows can be fake. But it's funny when you think about it. But not with Showtime. They go right in the bedroom and film the sex, which is fine. Fine. I don't have a problem with that really, because it's consenting adults and they consented to being filmed and it's showing real people in real relationships having real sex, and it's good for visibility. I mean, aside from the fact that you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt because it's a reality show and it's been edited, and they like to give real people kind of character arcs that maybe aren't so true to the actual person or what happened, and like things might take place out of chronological order and you don't know. But aside from that, you know, it's good for visibility, it's good for normalizing this stuff, and you know, like I think at the end of the day, aside from the fact that it entertains me and plenty of other people obviously, it's doing good work in showing that, you know, us queer folk are normal. We do the same shit that straight people do, that non-queer people do. We grapple with the same issues. You know, we want the same things out of life. We want to be happy and we want to be loved and we want to be healthy, and, you know, like anything that puts that out there, I think is a good thing, because bitches need to get over themselves and whatever. Can I tell you how excited I am about New York and gay marriage? Aren't we all, though? I mean, who isn't? Party Papers. That's who. But anyway, so what makes me feel a little guilty is, here's the deal. When I watch the sex scenes, it's kind of like suspension of disbelief. Here's the deal. When they show the sex scenes, it is harder for me to suspend or forget about the fact that I am basically engaging in voyeurism. Even though these women have consented to have the sex scenes filmed and consented to be on the show, I still feel a little intrusive into their personal life. Like, bottom line is, I'm getting up in these ladies' business. They may have more or less invited it by being on a reality show, but I'm still getting up in their business. And that's true of any reality show, but for some reason the sex scenes are what brings it to, like, my conscious forefront of my brain. You know, it's like when you go to a movie and you get kind of lost in the movie and you don't notice the theater around you and you kind of get immersed in the movie, like how 3D for me pulls me out of that, and it's harder for me. Like, I hate 3D because it makes me so conscious of the fact that I'm watching a fucking movie. Like, I can't lose myself in the story. Because of the format. I don't know if it's something optical or, you know, whatever, if it's just me or what. But it's kind of like that. Like, because they show the sex scenes, I'm like, you know what? I'm being a voyeur and I'm busting all up in these bitches' business. And I mean bitches in that instance in a very nice way, because I love all those girls. I think they seem like really nice people, no matter what their edited plot arc is. They all seem fabulous. And fantastic, and really gracious and smart, at least from what I've read on Twitter. And like people that I would probably love in real life and just be like, I love you. But watching them having sex, I feel kind of, I don't know. On the one hand, I'm happy about it because of visibility and normalizing and blah, blah, blah. But on the other hand, I'm like, dudes, I'm so sorry I'm in your bedroom watching you fuck. I mean, vicariously through a camera crew that's in your bedroom watching you fuck. And do they take multiple takes of that? Are they like, hang on a minute, we didn't get the sound on that. Can you do that again? I don't know. But anyway, like it just ruins the illusion for me. I mean, not my illusion that I'm not just being a gross, intrusive lawyer, even though I am. Anyway, Skeeter didn't leave. I think that means that he wants some aggressive snuggling. He's really good. He is a total little shit sometimes. I mean, a lot of the times. He's not bad. He's just mischievous and kind of mean to his mom. But whenever I'm upset, he is just like always in my face. He won't cuddle with me. He won't give me headbutts. He doesn't like to be held. But if I'm crying, he is in my face like boom, 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 boom. And like purring so loud you can hear it across the room. And this is why I forgive him for stuff. Because he's a little shit, number one, but he's my little shit. And number two, because if I'm crying, he is in my face giving me affection and snuggling with me and letting me hold him and purring. And it's just the most adorable thing. And I'm about to torment him. And I'm an awful, awful, awful person. Oh, but you're so cute. You're so cute. And they hate when you hold them like babies. You see this? If I hadn't clipped his claw. He's really good though. He doesn't actually bite or scratch even when he can. He just wiggles. Bye, boo-boo. Alright. This is long as shit, so. Later, taters!